What's happening, guys? It's Jamie. Sitting in the park, enjoying a little break, as I often do. And I was thinking about the natural laws of the universe, which is, obviously an interesting topic to think about when you're mulling over life, as it were. And got me thinking about defying the natural laws versus going with them. And what I was thinking about specifically was a lot of people, if we are wanting to accomplish something beyond where we're currently at. So obviously I'm involved in online marketing stuff. So for people entering my world, hundreds of students that I've helped along the way, that would be wanting to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and beyond per month. Leave the job, ditch the boss, yada yada yada, right? That's usually a relatively typical endeavor for most people in my space. But there's sort of two problems that kind of rise to the surface there. Number one is a lot of people, when they're getting started, haven't ever experienced making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in a single month. And so it defies logic and defies their internal financial thermostat. So it means that they, by the time they actually get into it, they're creating a deficit in their own mind already, before even beginning, because they see what they want, and then they're not focusing on the now to get there, they're focusing on where, how far they are to go to that point. And so because they have to raise their financial thermostat in order to feel comfortable with that amount, often they are overlooking the simple stuff. And so the analogy that I'm kind of thinking about, and I'd be interested to hear what folks' comments is about this as well, I'd be really interested, is the way I was thinking about it is like if we have a river, and the river represents our dreams, right, currently. And of course, once we hit the river, we can look at new rivers, but for now, we've got a river and it's flowing. And that might be representative of, say, hypothetically $10,000 per month, which is a big goalpost for a lot of people, right? And so we're over here, we're getting started, we're just a little creek, we're just like, cruising along. And so if you think about it, because the belief system over here is the goal, the 10,000, the whatever it is, right? And we're on our little creek and we're just getting started, maybe we haven't made any money online at this point. And so the laws of the universe are basically suggesting that we should just deviate, just make a little branch and create over time, slowly, a channel that goes into the big river. That would be logical. What we try to do normally is hop. So if all the water's flowing down our little creek, we're like trying to hop over to the big river. And we can do it, it has happened, people do it. Of course you can have these quantum leaps in mindset, quantum leaps in jumping from one belief system to another and expanding as your consciousness in order to be able to dive into that new reality. It can happen. For most of us, it's quite hard though. It's not natural. It's more natural that we should just, as we're cruising down in our little creek, we just like knock a few rocks off the side of the creek, just a few, and start to make a tiny little channel. And that's where our belief system goes, because our brain is in search of evidence to suggest that we're heading in the right direction. So if we see the dream over there and it's a big river, instead of like trying to hop over there, wouldn't it make more logical sense to follow the laws of nature and just follow the river, follow the creek, start branching off a little bit, chipping away at it until it eventually joins up with the other one. Now, to put that into something a little bit less esoteric, shall we say, consider it this way. If you are part of my program, it's the Ultimate Marketing Mastermind, or Sanctum of Success. I've got 2 programs at the moment, coaching and affiliate marketing, basically. And one thing I often tell my people is leverage the mechanisms at your disposal. So if you are in that program, you have a call funnel where either me or at some point I'll get a closer in, take sales calls. All you need to do is get people to watch a free presentation and people will book. Now that means that you're leveraging something else beyond you in order to build that branch from your current little creek over to the river, because you're not having to do all the heavy stuff like the heavy lifting, the sales, and the mindset shifts you go through in order to be able to ask strangers basically for $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. Right? There's a thing that you have to go through emotionally in order to be able to be comfortable with asking that, uplifting the value you can provide, things like that. So isn't it easier if you just use those mechanisms? Now also have another program, and it's $5. You get 100% commission out of it. So wouldn't it make logical sense? Because most of us we wouldn't feel too weird about asking a stranger for like $5 for a cup of coffee, right? As opposed to, hey, give me $3,000 and you can jump into this thing. Most of us aren't going through that emotional turmoil to get to that point. So wouldn't it make more logical sense to start with a little bit, just tweak the comfort zones a little bit, and then you're starting to branch off from one creek over to the river, and you're doing so, giving your brain evidence to suggest that you're on the right direction, which then creates more motivation, because then you're actually getting rewards, dopamine hits for going in the right direction, and you're not like just banging your head against a brick wall wondering why it's not working when it might truly be working, just that you haven't done it long enough. But wouldn't it make more logical sense for you to go and get those little wins along the way, which then feeds your belief system, feeds your dopamine, keeps you more motivated, more wanting to create a habit out of all the activities that you're doing to create this thing. And then before you know it, all of a sudden the gap from, here's a low ticket offer to, cool, here's a wicked awesome high ticket offer, why don't you guys check it out, is really small. It's just in here. And that is how you cross from this little creek over the big river. I think that makes sense personally. And I've seen it play out hundreds and hundreds of times with students. So that is my advice to you. If you're new to this online world, you can either cataclysmically shift your belief, or you can do it the slower way, potentially. It's not slower at all. It can happen as little as a month for some folks. I've seen it happen, where you just chip away at the little stuff along the way. And you build that belief, you build that understanding, you get those commissions notifications, you get that Stripe notifications coming through. You either shift massively and uplift who you are and really back yourself in terms of what you're offering and what the product that you're promoting is offering, or you do it incrementally, where there's small but very important shifts in your mindset and your thinking. Go from Little Creek over the Big River. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. I would love to start a conversation with this and about this, I should say. Yeah, let me know. Alright guys, you have a good one.